I'm going to show you 4 new ingredients from the Canva library that will make your audience go, say what? What is up everybody, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel. We really appreciate that you're coming back over and over. And this is the first time for you on this channel. Well, this is the best place for you to learn how to use and master Canva. We have new videos every week, so go ahead and subscribe if it's not done yet. All right, today's topic is very simple. I researched a little bit and I found new stuff in Canva, new stuff in the Canva library, meaning templates or photography sets. We are going to mostly talk about templates and photography sets today, but these new things that you can search for in Canva right now will really help you create beautiful visuals and speed up your workflow, find inspiration. So all of the good stuff you want to do with Canva, you want to create quickly and you want to create beautiful outcomes. So this video will help you achieve that. And without further ado, let's jump into Canva. All right, so I'm here in the Canva homepage. The first thing I want to show you is something you might have decided to do this year in 2021 as part of your New Year's resolution. And I'm talking about podcasts. So creating a podcast, starting a podcast, whatever, but podcasts are all the rage for many years now, and it seems like they're not going anywhere. I think people just enjoy using podcasts as a source of learning or entertainment, and it's great because you can listen to podcasts while doing something else. Like you can be driving, commuting to work, you can be exercising after a long day, you are at the gym running on the treadmill and you just listen to your favorite podcast. I personally like to listen to them when I walk in the morning or even before I go to bed. So whatever fancies you, let's say you've decided to create a podcast. So you've shot and recorded your first episode, but you need a podcast cover. You need that podcast cover art that will be like the one thing that attracts the eye, because let's face it, when people are browsing for podcasts, well, there is the SEO game, of course, going on, so your podcast needs to rank, but there's also the attractiveness of your visual. So that's what I want to show you today. That's my first tip. I want to show you that Canva actually has a large collection of podcast covers. So in order to find them from the Canva library right here, you're going to type podcast covers, and Canva will surface a lot of very cool square type of documents with podcast cover art and inspiration. So if you look at this, you will probably immediately think, oh yeah, podcast, because this is familiar, right? This is the way people design podcasts. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. For example, I particularly like this one, Class Talk 2.0. So I'm going to click on this one and we are going to analyze a little bit like what is the format of this and how to find more podcast cover inspiration from directly within the Canva editor. So this one is a podcast obviously for teachers or for students who are, well, it's about education. We can see that because we can see the background looks like a notepad from a student. But what I want to show you here is if you click on the file button, you can see the dimensions. So the podcast cover are 3000 by 3000 pixels. So it's relatively large file so that the resolution is very crisp. You make sure that when you upload this podcast cover to any podcast hub or podcast platform, your cover image will be of high enough resolution and it will look crisp. All right, perfect. So that's basically the first tip I had for you today. Research and search for podcast or podcast cover. And this works from both the Canva homepage or within the editor. So let's say you want to add another page and you want to research, so you can type in podcast, and you can also add like plus, maybe sports. Let's see, yes. So you can refine your search by adding a second keyword and you will be presented with like marathon music, talking sports in this corner. So you see different kind of themes. This work with sports, maybe podcast plus business. Let's see if this works. Yeah, we have this one, looks kind of businessy. Podcasts with people, lol. Yeah, so you can basically, another tip I have for you would be to simply go to a podcast platform. And if you want more inspiration, you can always use Google and search for example, podcast cover art. See what kind of results are coming up here. So of course you can have a look at what comes up in the visual results for the search. But also this one right here, the first one, upwork.com, pretty interesting. I'm gonna open this because these are people who are actually selling their design services as podcast cover designers. So it's interesting to look at their work, to find inspiration about how to create your own podcast cover. Once you found your inspiration, if what you find in the Canva library isn't enough for you, well, that's another way of doing it. You can go to platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, search for podcast cover art, and you will see a bunch of people trying to sell their podcast cover art. So from there, you can see how they do it and try to reproduce something similar in Canva. That was my first tip, talking about podcast cover art. All right, moving on to the second asset I want to talk about today. You know, this is February, beginning of February. There is this big thing everybody's going to talk about very soon called Valentine's Day. So Valentine's is to celebrate love, all sorts of love. And Canva, once again, this year, got you covered. Canva has a ton of templates for you about Valentine's Day. So I want to show you another keyword you can search, Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day templates, every year the Canva designer adds some new fresh templates for Valentine's, and this year they look exceptionally amazing. Look at all this beauty. So we have different formats in the mix in here. We have some moving Instagram posts, we have some stories, we have some Pinterest pins, we have some presentations, Zoom backgrounds, all sorts of goodies. So Canva has really doubled down on the Valentine's Day vibe here for you to celebrate your loved ones. So I just want to open a few because they look really cool. For example, this Zoom background right here, very cool. That could be a good thing to switch up your Zoom backgrounds. You know, I see people using the same background over and over on Zoom. Why not bring a little fun to it and change it regularly? So that's one way of doing it. Let me search again for Valentine's Day here. The stories are very cool, but I particularly like, this one is one I wanted to show you. It's a little game for Instagram, so surviving Valentine's Day gift challenge. What I'll do today, a gift I would buy for myself, a meal I will treat myself to. So these are fun games, fun stories for Instagram or even other platforms where you can share your stories like YouTube now. So I highly recommend you search for Valentine's Day. So Valentine's, the way I was writing it with apostrophe S, Valentine's Day, like so. And now that we're talking about Valentine's Day, I want to talk to you about one extra Valentine type of asset from the Canva library. So go ahead and add presentation at the end of this query. So Valentine's Day presentation, and you will find the brand new Valentine's presentation made by Canva. These are adorable. Look at this one, for example. We have a presentation, 12 slides. I'm going to show you the overview, and they look really cute. So this one, for example, is to send a love message to someone you love. So that would be the traditional way of expressing your messages during Valentine's, right? Just sending a love message to someone you like. And instead of sending a card, you can send a presentation. You know, like you don't need to print anything. You can just design the presentation, customize it based on one of these templates, and send it to the person you like. So that's the conventional way of doing it. But what I really like from this year is that Canva has come up with some games. For example, this one, let me open it in another window here. This one is a game, and you can play it with the person next to you, or even if the person is far away and you cannot visit each other. You can play this game on Zoom, for example. So the first page explains the mechanics of the game, and then you have the categories, and then it starts. Okay, so this is round one, the easy round, yes or no. Do I have any pets? then this will basically help you have some good time with the person you love, if you are together or not together, just to get to know you a little bit better, or just prove to the other loved one that you know them very well. So very cool games. They have different types of games, so I suggest you have a look. So for example, this one, Why You Should Date Me. There is this one, the Love Connection Challenge. So go ahead and look for these. These are Valentine's Day presentations. So we will link to all of these templates and assets in the description of the video. So if you don't remember all the keywords, go ahead and look at the description of the video. You'll find everything in there. So that's just to make it easy for you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you about the Valentine's Day presentation. There's one more thing, actually. Let's say you like this template, but you're not so much into presentations. Well, you can easily turn this into a Facebook cover, for example, or into a series of posts for your Instagram feed. Let's say you are really into Instagram, this is your thing, you have over 20 or 30,000 followers and people are really following you, you're serious about Instagram. So one thing you could do based on this presentation right here, 12 slides, is to use the magic resize button. This is if you are a pro user. If you are on the Canva Pro subscription, you'll have this button here that says resize. So if you click here, you can automatically resize any of these documents. So for example, this presentation into the right format for Instagram or for Facebook or for a LinkedIn carousel, for example. LinkedIn carousels are very popular nowadays. So what are they? So they're basically a big square. Some of them are not exactly square, they're a little bit longer than a square. So you can search for the right dimension here. For example, if I type LinkedIn, let's see what is there. LinkedIn banner post. I could go for LinkedIn post. Let's do that. I will resize this, so I will copy and resize. And once again, guys, this will only work if you are a Canva Pro user. If you're not yet a Pro user and want to try it, we have a link in the description as well for you to try Canva Pro for 45 days. But this will only work with Canva Pro subscription. There's no magic resize button if you're using the free plan. All right, so I have selected my LinkedIn post and I'm gonna copy this document and resize. So Canva will magically resize everything. So you see it's the square format, so that could work for Instagram as well. But now let me show you how this looks. You have your 12 square pages adapted. You can make the photo slightly bigger, slightly smaller if you want, but it looks good to me. So all you will have to do, basically, if you want to create a LinkedIn carousel, and I believe the maximum number of pages is 10 for a LinkedIn carousel, you just keep 2 of the pages. So I can delete this one and I can delete this one, let's say. You just export this in a PDF format, upload that to LinkedIn, and you have your Valentine's post carousel. Same for Instagram, same for Facebook. This is just a little trick I wanted to show you about the magic resize. All right, moving on to the fourth and final asset I want to talk about to you today. We talked about podcast cover template, we talked about Valentine's Day template and Valentine's Day presentations. Now, the fourth asset I want to show you today is a photographer, and a photographer highlight, a set of photos that were recently added to Canva that I think are beautiful and that you could use in your designs because they are all there for everyone to use. So this photographer's name is David Fairs, is from Sydney, Australia, so the city I'm in, and the city Canva is located in, and he produces beautiful photography. Without further ado, I'm going to show you his profile. So the name of his agency is New Light Visual, as you can see here. The name of the photographer is David Fairs. So these are some of the photos that David has uploaded into Canva. So he's a Canva contributor. So his specialty is aerial photography and drone shots. And he photographs beaches, skylines, amazing landscapes like these ones. And I just love the colors of David's photos. So if you are into that, if you want to use that in some of your Canva designs, I suggest that you search for the link in the description. Again, I will have a link to this collection of photos. because they're not so straightforward to find. You can try to search for new light visual, but I tried that before. It doesn't give me exactly all the photos in one single page, but I will have a copy of this URL in the description below so you can check them out, you can use them. So what can you do from here? Like, how can you use these photos? Well, from here, you can do several things. For example, I really like this one and I like the color. So I'm going to open this in a new tab to show you what you can do from here. All right, so this photo has a name. We can see it's free, so it's available to all users, not only for pro users, it's free for everyone. By David Fairs, right? And then you can use that in a design. If you click here, it will open a design and you can use your photo. You can add to a folder. So I would recommend you do that actually. You add this photo to a folder and you can add this to an existing folder or create a new folder. If you're a Canva Pro user, you will have unlimited folders. If you're a free user, you can only have 2 folders, but still, you could have a folder called Amazing Photography and put it in there. So I can save that into a folder, which is very useful because then when I'm in Canva, I can go back to my photography folder and find all the photos I've saved. Or the other thing is you can heart it. See, you can like it, and then when you like or love a photo, it's added to your likes. So your likes is also a folder that you can find in Canva. I'm going to show you in a second where you find all the elements you've liked in the library. And then you have a bunch of keywords that are related and tags that are related to these photos, but also the 5 main colors extracted from this photo. So this is very cool. And then you have more like this here. So if you want to use it in a design, very easy, click on that button and then select your type of visual, like your type of documents that you want to create, let's say an Instagram post, and then I can just resize this beautiful photo for Instagram like this. It looks perfect. I can even add some text here because I have enough space and I can do something pretty cool, like an inspiring quote saying like purple is the new black. For example, I don't know, just inventing whatever. But what I wanted to show you is that you can really access all these beautiful photos from New Light Visual. I'm gonna leave the link in the description because they are absolutely gorgeous. Like these aerial shots, for example, from Sydney. These are different rock pools that you can find on the Sydney coastline. Some amazing skylines and gradients and beaches and just a lot of good stuff that you could use to impress your people, impress your audience with your Canva visual. So that is it for today, guys. 4 assets that you can search for right now in Canva in order to create gorgeous visuals. And I hope you like this video. We have more of them coming up. So I will try to have a stuff you can search for, let's say once a month, so I can help you discover some new stuff from the Canva library. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of videos where I'm not teaching you how to do something, but I'm teaching you how to find something. If you like it, let me know. Tell me what you think, because we are all about making you happy and learn how to use Canva. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.